All praise is due to Allah, the owner of all dominion. He grants dominion to whomever He wills and removes it from whomever He wills. He is the one completely able to do all things. He brings the living out of the deceased and also brings deceased out of the living. He grants provision without measure to whomever He wills. I testify that none has the right to be worshipped except Allah alone without any partner. And I testify that Muhammad is Allah's worshipping servant and messenger. He did not leave anything good without directing His followers to it, and He did not leave anything bad without warning His followers against it. May Allah grant commendation and protection to His messenger, to His messenger's immaculate family, to His messenger's wives who are the mothers of the people of Iman, to His messenger's companions, and to all who continue following their path until the day of recompense. My dear audience, you must observe taqwa of Allah by doing all that He commanded and avoiding all that He prohibited. You must also take firm hold of Islam. Servants of Allah, life has many changes and alternating states. It contains times of happiness as well as sadness, laughing as well as weeping, and disturbance as well as stability. Although a person may rejoice at one time, he will inevitably grieve at another. Thus, there are many factors that can obscure life's clarity, and there are various storms of murkiness, commotion, and distress that rage in all directions around a person's soul. Servants of Allah, when such things accumulate, that is sure to do away with a person's peace of mind, to such an extent that it can turn honey bitter for him, and turn fresh water into very salty water. Servants of Allah, there is no doubt that having peace of mind is among the greatest blessings of this world. When a person tastes it in his life, he would feel like if he has everything. And when it goes missing from his life, he would feel like if he has nothing at all. However, no one should understand that having peace of mind is synonymous with forsaking deeds, being negligent, or being lazy. On the contrary, all true peace of mind emanates from deeds of the heart and deeds of the body. And it should come as no surprise that deeds are what produce peace of mind. Dear Muslims, when speaking about peace of mind, the mind we are referring to has to do with a person's overall state. And it involves a person having composure regarding his soul and thoughts. The mind we are referring to can be described in various ways. For instance, a person could be described as having a clouded mind, an occupied mind, or a corrupted mind. An objective sought by any perceptive individual is the peace of mind that entails the mind being set right and having clarity. Allah, the Most Majestic and Exalted, said, "As for those who rejected the truth and obstructed people from Allah's path, Allah will annul their deeds. And as for those who accepted the truth, performed righteous deeds, and accepted and complied with all that has been sent down to the Prophet Muhammad, which is the absolute truth from their Lord, Allah will remove from them their sins and set their state and minds right." All people who are alert and examine matters carefully can appreciate the fact that peace of mind is an objective that humans seek, and that it requires undisturbed tranquility of heart, unperturbed purity of soul, presence of all causative factors, and absence of all preventative factors. Regarding things in this world, a person might be apprehensive, distressed, deeply agitated, or fearful, and he might give negative thoughts precedence over positive ones. All of those are factors which, at the very least, counteract peace of mind, and they may even eliminate it completely. All of these issues revolve around the heart's condition. When a person's heart is alert and unpolluted, he will be able to attain peace of mind by all the channels that lead to it. Peace of mind cannot be attained by someone who censures others in order for himself to be praised, who detracts from the ranks of others in order for his own rank to be raised, who puts out the light of others so only his light will be seen, who speaks over others so only his voice will be heard, and who steps up onto the shoulders of others in order for himself to pick the fruits instead of them. Peace of mind will not be attained by someone who fails to come to terms with himself and with others, and who fails to eliminate his points of contention with them. Peace of mind will also not be attained by someone who overdoes particular things in an effort to pretend to be different from who he really is. Someone who dons attire that is not his own, or someone who struts around in a manner other than his own actual way of walking. Therefore, an individual who submits to Allah and Islam must reassess himself, examine all that is of concern to him, and stay away from everything that inflicts harm upon his body and soul. Peace of mind cannot be attained by someone who harbors malice towards others on account of good things they have, who carries statements between people to cause problems, or whose heart is full of spite. Allah only grants peace of mind to the person who has a clean heart. Do you know what a clean heart is? It is the one that observes taqwa and stays pure. It does not contain sin, injustice, rancor, or spite. That was the explanation given by our Prophet, who spoke the truth and received revelation from Allah that was the truth. May Allah grant him commendation and protection. Having peace of mind is an enormous and unmistakable blessing, and not every person is granted it. Its presence can neither be purchased with money nor eliminated by neediness, since it is something that exists deep within a person. No amount of wealth and status in this world, however large the amount might be, can bring it about. And no poverty, however dire it might be, can stand in its way. It may be attainable by a needy person who sleeps upon a straw mat, yet be unattainable by a rich person who sprawls himself upon luxurious seats and spreads beneath himself silken garments. Servants of Allah, the deep inner feeling we are talking about is peace of mind. It does not come about for a person without him building a strong bridge for himself above the sea of selfishness, spite, and malice. A bridge by which he can make his way from this world across to the hereafter with a soul that is dignified, a heart that is sound, and a chest that is expanded and accepting towards the truth. When such a person goes to his bed after the night has draped its coverings, he closes his two eyes and rests very soundly without being hindered by any intrusive thoughts or experiencing any sleeplessness. One of the shortest paths by which a person can attain peace of mind is for him to recognize that life in this world is short, no matter how long it might seem. And it is summed up in 3 short passages of the Quran. Allah the Most Majestic said about the human being, Allah created him from a small amount of liquid, which Allah then decreed would develop in stages. Then Allah facilitated the path for him. Then Allah will cause him to die and be put in his grave. Servants of Allah, no further description needs to be given for life to make a person recognize that all matters lie in Allah's hand. Whatever Allah wills is what happens, and whatever Allah does not will does not happen. Whatever Allah ordained for a person will happen for him, even if all the people were opposed to it happening. And whatever Allah did not ordain for a person will not happen for him, even if he possessed the riches of Qarun. What has passed will not come back. What lies ahead is unknown to us, and all we have is the moment in which we currently live. In light of that, people of understanding use 3 indicators to gauge a person's peace of mind: the soundness of his reliance upon Allah regarding what he did not yet attain, the soundness of his being pleased with Allah regarding what he did already attain, and the soundness of his perseverance for Allah regarding what he failed to attain. When a person maintains the preceding understanding throughout all situations, he would remain enveloped with peace of mind, tranquility of heart, and clarity in life. Furthermore, for a person to ensure the continuity of his peace of mind, there are 4 things he must always remember. Firstly, no one can escape death. All people will encounter death, regardless of how much they may flee from it. Since death is something that awaits them up ahead, not from behind, Allah said, Messenger of Allah, tell them, indeed, death from which you flee will surely meet you, no matter how much you try to flee. Secondly, no peace lasts forever in this world. Circumstances change as days elapse, and they might bring happiness to some people, but still bring sorrow to others. Thirdly, people do not constantly remain protected from all harms. No matter how much caution and avoidance a person may try to exercise, there will still inevitably be times when harm is experienced. Many people erroneously think that peace of mind can only come about by staying on one's own and not mixing with people, and by being lazy and not doing anything. However, an authentic hadith mentions that the person of Iman who mixes with people and perseveres in bearing their harms is more virtuous than the person of Iman who does not mix with people and does not persevere in bearing their harms. Fourthly, peace of mind cannot be attained by someone who is constantly displeased. Being pleased with Allah and with His preordainment and decree is the very foundation of having peace of mind. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, may Allah be pleased with him, said, out of Allah's justice, He made relief and happiness come from certainty and being pleased. And He made distress and sorrow come from doubt and being displeased. Makhul narrated that Ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, would say, it is certainly the case that a person would pray to Allah seeking direction to the best decision about a particular matter, and Allah then directs the person to the decision that produces the best outcome in reality, but the person becomes displeased with his Lord. However, if the person examined the outcome carefully, it would not be long before he realizes that the direction he was granted by Allah was indeed to the best decision. Al-Hasan al-Basri was asked, what has caused people to be afflicted? He replied, them not being pleased with Allah most of the time. He was further asked, what has caused people to be afflicted with not being pleased with Allah most of the time? He responded, them lacking knowledge about Allah. Those meanings were epitomized by a statement of the Prophet, may Allah grant him commendation and protection. He said, a person will find the taste of Iman when he is pleased with Allah as a Lord, Islam as a religion, and Muhammad as a messenger. This was collected by Muslim. I say this much and I beseech Allah to forgive myself as well as all of you. Allah deserves praise that is abundant, wholesome, and filled with goodness. And may Allah grant commendation and protection to His final chosen prophet. Servants of Allah continue to observe taqwa of Allah by doing what He commanded and avoiding what He prohibited. In addition, realize that factors in 4 realms must come together in order for a person to have true peace of mind. One realm is the body, not overworking it to the point of exhaustion and not underworking it to the point of laziness. A second realm is the soul, minimizing its sins and disobedience to Allah. A third realm is the heart, minimizing the attention it gives to stressful matters of this world. A fourth realm is the tongue, protecting it from all that tarnishes it and restraining it from uttering detrimental or obscene things. I implore Allah to grant all of you His protection. You must also strive to seek peace of mind by obeying Allah and mentioning Him. Seek peace of mind by maintaining a sound heart, observing sound conduct, and refraining from harming people. Seek peace of mind by overlooking wrong that others may do to you, since that comprises 90% of having peace of mind, if not a full 100%. If a person does not make things like those the channels by which he pursues peace of mind, he need not fatigue himself in its pursuit. Without doing things like the preceding, he will be like someone trying to quench his thirst by drinking salt water, or someone trying to blow on kindling material when it has not been ignited. In a hadith Qudsi, the Prophet, may Allah grant him commendation and protection, said that Allah, the Most Majestic, stated, and my worshipping servant does not draw nearer to me by way of anything more beloved to me than what I have made obligatory for him. And my worshipping servant continues drawing nearer to me by way of the supererogatory until I love him. When I love him, I am his hearing with which he hears, his sight with which he sees, his hand with which he grasps, and his leg with which he walks. And if he asks of me, I would most certainly give to him. And if he seeks refuge with me, I would most certainly grant him refuge. This was collected by Bukhari. One of the optional acts of worship that our pristine religion encourages is fasting the day of Ashura, the 10th of Muharram. Doing so is a prominent act of worship in Islam. And the Prophet, may Allah grant him commendation and protection, had said, I hope from Allah that it would lead to being forgiven for sins committed during the previous year. This was collected by Muslim. May Allah grant all of you His mercy. In closing, invoke Allah to grant commendation and protection to His Messenger, whom He sent as a conveyor of glad tidings and as a warner. Allah instructed us, people who accept and comply with the truth, invoke Allah to grant the Prophet commendation and to grant him protection as well. And the Prophet, may Allah grant him commendation and protection, himself had said, if anyone invokes Allah to grant me commendation once, Allah will grant that person commendation 10 times as a result. O Allah, grant commendation and protection to your worshipping servant and messenger, Muhammad. O Allah, be pleased with his 4 successors in leading the Ummah, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali. O Allah, we implore you to be pleased with all of his companions, and we beseech you, out of your favor, to be pleased with us along with them. Our Lord, grant us good in this world, grant us good in the hereafter, and protect us from the torment of the hellfire.